Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to profound knowledge and those aha moments that can really shift your perspective. Today, we're diving deep into some timeless wisdom.
Indeed. You're joining us for Deep Dive number 15 in our special series, Wisdom Unveiled. And we're continuing our journey into the extraordinary world of the 12th century Persian poet and mystic, Feridun Attar Nishapuri.
His ideas really do still offer immense depth today, don't they? Helping us unlock insights into ourselves and the world.
Absolutely.
Now, our source material for this deep dive, it comes from some really rich philosophical and mystical conversations. These feature the renowned Iranian philosophers, Dr. Ibrahim Dinani and Dr. Esmail Mansouri Larijani, from their program Marifat.
And just a quick but important note for you, our listener. This deep dive is a translation and reproduction of those original Farsi conversations. So as such, some concepts or maybe details might not be fully conveyed. We've certainly done our best to capture the core essence and the universal wisdom.
Right, and we apologize in advance for any discrepancies there. So our mission today, we want to explore Attar's unique understanding of, inner and outer realities, the profound nature of time, the power of liberated intellect.
And even the surprising wisdom we can learn from the earth itself.
Yeah, it sounds like a deep dive into self-discovery and universal truth. Let's unpack this. Okay, let's jump right in with a powerful story from Attar's work, the Musibatnama. It's often translated as the Book of Trials.
Right, and in this mystical context, trials aren't just, hardships, they're profound inner challenges.
A spiritual odyssey, really.
Right.
Refining the self on the path to truth.
Exactly. So this particular story features an ascetic. He builds this beautiful temple in a spring field, completely devoted to worship. And Jesus passes by.
Okay.
And Jesus asks the ascetic, what are you truly seeking in all this devotion?
And the ascetic reveals this deep, unfulfilled desire. He says he wants to live in the kuyar, the beloved's actual abode, not just experience the boyar.
The beloved's scent.
Right, just the scent. He wants presence, not just a hint.
Yeah, and that difference, it's really key. Buyar is experiencing the beloved from afar. It's like being intoxicated by the scent of spring. It's anticipation, it's longing. But kuyar represents visal, actual union or direct presence. It's a state of fauna. Annihilation, yes. Where one sort of merges with the beloved, steps out of that feeling of separation, and profoundly joins that ultimate reality.
So the ascetic wants not just the scent, but the very essence, the full union. What happens when Jesus hears this profound longing?
Well, the story takes a pretty profound turn. Jesus prays for him, and the wish is granted.
Oh, wow.
But when Jesus returns later, the temple, gone. Spring, gone.
And the ascetic.
The ascetic himself is dead, described as covered in blood on the mountaintop.
Wow, that's intense.
It is. It's a vivid, startling symbol of what Attar calls makami fana, the station of annihilation, a total transformation that requires, letting go of the old self completely.
And Jesus is the guide in this story. Why him specifically, do you think? The Attar chose him deliberately.
Oh, very deliberate. Jesus is known as Ruhallah, the Spirit of God. He embodies the very breath of life, the Dami Hayat. So he's the perfect guide to lead the ascetic from that outer temporary experience, the scent, the physical temple, to the deep inner reality of union.
From symbol to reality.
Precisely. From symbol to reality. And the core lesson Attar really wants us to glean from this, it's about patience and timing.
Ah, patience and timing.
Yes. As the saying goes, Alamiru marhuna biakutiha, things are bound to their times.
Huh?
If you seek something out at its proper time, it just won't happen. The ascetic was, over hasty. He wanted to leap.
From boyar to kayar.
Exactly. Without patiently enduring that gradual process.
And Attar emphasizes there's no jahush, no sudden leap in nature.
Right. Everything unfolds gradually. Even something like water freezing into ice or boiling into steam. It happens through a gradual process, not instantaneously. The ascetic should have endured that scent of spring for years, maybe, in his spiritual journey, his suluk, until he gradually reached the abode.
It ties into that other idea, too, right? Atiyat bi qadri qabiliyat.
Gifts are proportional to capacity, yes. The ascetic, simply put, lacked the necessary capacity and the patience for such a profound, immediate transformation.
So this story, it really highlights Attar's teaching on patience, but it also says something about stories themselves, doesn't it?
It does, and this brings us to a deeper point about Attar himself. He wasn't just telling tales, he was using what he called kisa.
Kisa.
Stories that are far more than just his narratives. He actually asks, do you know what a story is? It is to unravel a problem, to express what cannot be expressed.
So these stories aren't just entertainment for Attar. They're like hidden springs, bringing something profound to the surface. Is that the idea?
Precisely. He also says, story is like a measure or a container, and its meaning like a seed within it.
Vessels for truth.
Exactly. Vessels for profound, often hidden philosophical truths. And, the ascetic's premature union, it also hints at Attar's really deep philosophical questions about time, zaman, and space, Makan.
Time and space. Yeah.
They were perhaps the strangest, most hidden phenomena in the world. Yet we often just take them for granted. We don't quite grasp how much depth they truly hold or how interconnected they are.
It's almost like trying to figure out, is the world in space or is space in the world? And then the same for time. Is the world in time or is time in the world?
Right. We ask if objects exist in time, but then where does time itself live?
Where does it reside?
Attar suggests time itself is within the world. And this leads to another fascinating point. The past is gone. The future isn't here yet.
And the present moment, you can't hold on to it.
You can't grasp it. As soon as you think now, it's already past.
So does this mean the present moment is our only real doorway into time? It feels like we can't truly enter time through the past or the future.
Absolutely. The present moment is to time what unity, what that is, to number, a dad.
Okay, explain that a bit.
Well, just as numbers are formed by the repetition of unity 1, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1, stretching infinitely, time is formed by the repetition of moments. Also stretching infinitely in both directions, without a beginning or end that we can discover.
Wow. Okay, that suggests a hidden, much deeper reality to time than just seconds ticking by.
It does. Attar implies time has an inner reality, a batin. Our sages spoke of Dar eternity like a realm of continuous presence, and Sarmad everlasting divine time, completely beyond our usual time and space.
So God, being Sarmad, doesn't experience time like we do.
Correct. God is the batin, the inner reality of time,
This makes me think of that Sufi idea, being Ibn al-Waq.
the child of the moment.
Yeah, meaning being totally present, totally thoughtful in each breath.
Precisely. And it also connects to the Prophet Muhammad saying, I have times with God that no close angel or prophet can contain.
That direct experience of Sarmad.
Exactly. That inner reality of time, a spiritual state way beyond ordinary temporal limits.
Okay, so if time has this deep inner reality, what about our common perception? Like, we see holidays or seasons repeating every year.
Right. The same festival, the same cycle. But Attar argues that time never truly repeats. Each moment is unique. It's a Dastavar, a new achievement, a fresh creation.
Not a rerun.
Not a rerun. Why? Because moments don't just cause each other in a simple linear chain. Each one arises afresh from what he calls the fountain of the unseen.
So it's not just linear progression, it's a constant, fresh creation happening every single instant.
Yes.
That's why Rumi said, speak new words so that the two worlds may become new. It suggests new thought, new awareness actually creates a new reality in that freshly arising moment.
Exactly. This constant renewal is like the Nafas al-Rahman, the breath of the All-Merciful, these divine inspirations that infuse each moment, keeping time fresh and alive. That's why saints are sometimes called Kidra green or evergreen, because they're always in a state of spring, always vibrant, always receptive to these fresh divine breaths.
That idea that there's no real repetition in creation, only our perception of it because of our own malat.
Boredom, stagnation, yes.
Yeah.
It's powerful. It means that tarkara repetition is kind of a meaningless word in the divine act of creation. It only signifies human limitation.
It's our own internal state that makes things seem repetitive.
Indeed. As Amali is quoted, whoever has 2 equal days is a loser.
Wow.
It emphasizes that every moment should be new, alive, filled with awareness. If our moments feel the same, we're losing out on life's profound possibilities.
Okay, given this, how do we actually live that way? How do we embody this constant newness and avoid that feeling of stagnation?
By connecting to the realm of thought and contemplation.
God.
Thought, by its very nature, is always fresh. It never repeats or becomes old. If we stay connected to conscious thought, if we continuously engage our minds, repetition won't enter our lives. Every genuine thought is a new creation.
Right. So this leads us to the spiritual journey itself, the suluk, and the central figure in Attar's work, the Selik Ike Alam.
The seeker thought.
The seeker of thought. And this journey, it's intentional, right? Not passive. It requires conscious effort.
Definitely. And the first major hurdle this seeker faces is something Attar calls the Lashkar-e-Khayal,
The army of imagination.
Yes. Attar emphasizes its incredible speed and power. Nothing on Earth moves as fast, he says. And if it's unmanaged, it can just flood us with illusions, warp our reality, and block any real progress towards truth.
I can relate to that feeling of thoughts just running wild sometimes. So that army of imagination sounds really powerful. How does Attar suggest we navigate it, get past it?
Well, if the seeker does get past this army, they encounter Aql Azadi,
Liberated intellect.
intellect freed from its fetters, which is a paradox because the Arabic word for intellect, qawwal, it actually comes from equal.
The rope used to tie a camel's leg.
Exactly, suggesting a binding.
So the word itself implies the intellect can be bound, limited.
Yes, it shows the potential for intellect to be bound. But for Attar, true intellect, often linked with hikmat, with wisdom, is inherently free.
Free from what, though? What does this liberated intellect rise above?
Free from material desires, worldly ambitions, narrow prejudices, ego, even being trapped by limited information or dogma. It's really about liberating the mind to perceive clearly, unbound by all these constraints.
And Attar gives this liberated intellect some really powerful titles, showing its incredible capacity.
He does. First, master of my binding and unbinding, meaning it directs our choices, our commitments.
Right.
Second, Naqwad, the critic or discriminator. Its job is to sift truth from falsehood, pure from impure.
Right.
And third, manifold of religious duty is sown upon your stature, meaning our reason makes us ethically responsible. Only beings with intellect are truly accountable for their actions.
And then there's that really expansive one. Your boundary extends to the limit of non-existence. That sounds quite abstract. What does that mean for us?
It means the intellect's potential for knowing is, well, boundless. Like light, it can illuminate everything that is. And it can even conceive of what is not, the absence of being. There's no inherent limit to what it can explore or understand, at least in terms of scope.
So this unbound intellect is incredibly powerful. It can direct us, discern truth, explore everything. Yet, Attar still suggests there's a fundamental distinction it runs up against.
Yes. Even for this liberated intellect, he introduces the distinction between Khan and Wash.
Essence and appearance. Khan and Wa.
Right. The idea is that while our intellect is amazing at exploring the how of things, their function, their properties, how they appear, it struggles to grasp their ultimate Khan.
Their true intrinsic essence.
What a thing fundamentally is at its core.
Like the clock example you mentioned, we can understand how it works, all its parts interacting, that's its wash. But the deep essence of time itself, its Khan, that stays elusive.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Or think about music. We can analyze its wash, the notes, the tempo, the instruments, how it's structured.
Yeah.
But the Khan, the absolute essence of what makes that music beautiful, what evokes such deep emotion, that kind of defies simple intellectual dissection, doesn't it?
It really does.
Our intellect is incredible for the how and what it does, but the absolute what it is.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's a humbling limit we have to accept. Or maybe experience in a different way, beyond just intellect.
That's certainly humbling. But after soaring through these realms of abstract thought, Attar does something surprising. He asks us to look downwards, to the earth itself.
For wisdom.
Yeah, for perhaps the most profound wisdom.
It's a really remarkable shift in the Musabhatnama. The seeker enters into this dialogue with the earth, and the earth describes itself paradoxically. It's passive material, yet it's also the keeper of nature's deepest secrets, holding life and wisdom within.
And then the earth laments feeling overlooked, disrespected, how humans pollute it, bury their dead in it. That feels incredibly prescient, doesn't it? Especially now.
It really does. A warning echoing from centuries ago. Yet, despite all this, the earth keeps giving, yielding fruit, nurturing life. It's portrayed as this act of unconditional love, almost like a sacrifice. Attar clearly suggests our problems stem from this basic disrespect towards the earth. And the earth issues a challenge. It says, how can you find life from a dead heart? Become alive within me that you may find a result.
Become alive within the earth, meaning embody its virtues.
Exactly. That's what it's asking. Embody the earth's virtues.
So what are those virtues? What qualities does the earth exemplify for us?
Attar, speaking through the earth, highlights 3 key qualities. First, Hilm.
Hilm.
Deep forbearance, profound patience. But this isn't passive surrender. It's active steadfastness. Like the earth enduring winter, holding steady, knowing spring will come.
Active patience. Okay, what else does the earth teach us?
Second, Kushki, which means something like beautiful good nature or inherent goodness. It shows up as generosity, like the earth giving its fruits freely without asking anything back. And the third, which Attar suggests is the true key, is tamal.
Tamal.
Profound, deliberate consideration. It implies foresight, carefully weighing long-term outcomes. It's proactive, wise deliberation, not just reacting.
So thinking of the earth in winter dormant on the surface, but internally preparing for spring, that deep, patient, forward-looking consideration, that's tamal in action.
Exactly, and Attar suggests tamal naturally leads to a title.
Inner balance, moderation.
Right. And where there is true balance, true inner harmony, there is tajamul.
True beauty, grace.
Yes, but not just surface prettiness. It's a deep inner harmony that radiates outward, a kind of integrity.
This makes me think of that famous story about Imam Ali and the Battle of the Trench. It sounds like a perfect example of tamal.
Oh, it is textbook tamal in action. Imam Ali, considered a model of virtue, is in this intense fight. His opponent spits on him.
Right.
The immediate impulse would be pure rage, right?
Yeah.
But Ali pauses. He visibly steps back, collects himself that crucial moment of tamal, and then he finishes the fight.
And he explained why, didn't he?
He did. He later said if he'd struck in that first instant of anger, it would have been for his own ego, his fury, not purely for justice or for God.
That pause, it changed everything. Imagine the discipline. It makes me reflect on how often in our own daily lives, that split second of reactive anger or judgment can just escalate a situation.
Absolutely.
This idea of tamal isn't just about grand spiritual battles, is it? It's about consciously choosing our response, even in the smallest moments.
Exactly right. That deliberate consideration, stepping back from raw impulse to consciously choose the higher motive, that was tamal. And the outcome was pure tajamul.
Grace, integrity.
An act of incredible grace, integrity, and self-mastery. It showed true strength isn't just force, but control and intention. An action born from tamal has that kind of considered wheat and lasting quality.
So all these threads, the unbound intellect, the earth's wisdom, the practice of tamal, they seem to be weaving together, pointing towards a core truth. Like the mystic Rabia saw, seeing everything through the Creator first.
Yes, Rabia's perspective, as Attar portrays her, was that she was already so immersed in the Creator that she naturally saw all of creation through that primary lens. It's sometimes called Burhane Alam, the proof of the world. Seeing the Creator first, then understanding creation as flowing from that source.
Right.
Rabia famously said, "One who has chosen solitude needs no spectacle," referring to the outer spring, like the ascetics.
Because she was immersed in an inner spring.
Exactly, the result of her deep contemplation.
It really highlights that we have our two physical eyes for the outer world, the Barun, but we also have inner eyes, inner faculties for perceiving inner reality, the Darun. Like how we grasp time or space, our outer senses don't see those directly.
Yes, and Attar, like many mystics, suggests the highest reality, the Arsh, the throne. It isn't just infinitely distant, it's also found within.
The heart of the believer is the throne of the most merciful.
Exactly that saying. It's about finding that boundless depth inside ourselves.
So is this why Attar ultimately points us back to self-awareness, to what he calls the Kaaba of the soul?
Precisely. That Kaaba of the soul is that inner sanctuary, the core of our being, our self-awareness. Knowledge without self-awareness is empty. As the Hadith says, whoever knows himself knows his Lord.
Self-understanding is the path.
It's the starting point. The very process of thinking itself is an active movement, born from this inner light, this self. Our minds are always moving, inherently active, connecting ideas, moving from the known to the unknown. And this movement originates from that inner light, that soul, the Kaaba within. It's a presence we can't truly lose, even if we ignore it sometimes.
So the more we quiet the noise, that army of imagination we talked about, the brighter that inner light can become. We have to actively cultivate that focus, that desire for truth. It sounds like Sanai's concept, the Harakat al-Hakika.
The garden of truth.
The inner garden of truth we cultivate through conscious thought.
Exactly. Cultivating that inner space.
So for you, our listener, what's the ultimate takeaway from all this? Is truth something we just discover passively, or does Attar call us to active participation?
Oh, he definitely calls us to be salik. Active seekers. Truth is always present, always available. But we have to embark on the journey. Remember what Rumi said, "Oh, brother, you are but thought. The rest is bone and sinew. If your thought is a rose, you are a rose garden. If it is a thorn, you are kindling for the furnace."
Powerful words. Our thoughts shape our reality, our very being.
Being a seeker is the path.
So as you go about your week, maybe consider this thought. What small, consistent inner practice of tamal, that deliberate consideration, could you explore, maybe starting today?
It could be tiny. like taking just one conscious breath before replying when you feel triggered, or a split-second thought about consequences before reacting strongly. How might that tiny pause, that little bit of inner discipline, lead to more outer grace, more tajamul in your interactions?
And how could embracing the earth's virtues, that deep patience, hilm, that wise deliberation, Tamal, bring more a-title, more balance, more real beauty into your life? Not just inside, but in how you engage with everything and everyone around you.
Because perhaps the deepest wisdom isn't always in the grandest revelations or the most complex ideas. Sometimes, maybe often, it's right here, right under our feet, in the Earth's example.
Are right within us.
And right within our own capacity for conscious, deliberate thought.
Until our next deep dive, keep seeking, keep pondering, and keep unveiling wisdom.